I'm going to talk a little bit about sign assembly. When you put your signs together, these should go all the way in, and they should be centered, not off to one side like this one. If you have a left arrow on one side, you should have a right arrow on the other side, and the prongs shouldn't be sticking out. So once again, when you're assembling the sign, just line the prongs up and put them in the middle of the sign. I usually hold it up like this to do it, but I make sure I get all 4 prongs into the sign. None of them should be sticking out. We want the signs to look good, and you want to push it in as far as you can. And once again, vinyl on both sides, not just one side. Now we'll send you the vinyl, probably in a UPS envelope like this. And if some of them are words, I find it easier usually to go like this to peel it off. So I stretch it with a credit card, and then I peel it off and put it on. Of course, this one's going to be difficult. It takes a minute or so to get it off. You just take your time, making sure you're getting all the letters. So you don't want to leave this for the last 5 minutes on a Friday night, or you may not be able to get them all together in time. We make custom vinyls, so if you have a tough intersection where they're taking your signs, we can put these out that would say next right or next left. Hopefully this peels off nicely. Take my time to keep it straight. Some of them are stickier if they've been in weird humidity. We also have special vinyls that you can get that say next right, next left, left at light, right at light. We can even make custom ones that say exit at 45B if that's the exit number. Just let us know, we can get these printed for you. Apply them, smooth them off, and you want to make sure you're using the right color on the sign. So this is a Del Webb sign, and it's a major corporation. We want to give them the right color vinyls on them. We also can get words on vinyl, like next right, next left, turn around, left at light, right at light. The turnarounds would go on the back of a straight arrow. What that means is if someone's driven past the site, while the straight arrow would be pointing towards the site, the turnaround would be coming from the other direction. This is a particularly large sign. Most turnarounds are all in one line. This is a big sign where they like big vinyl. You want to make sure you're using the correct vinyl on the signs too. For example, this customer wants a black sign with red vinyl, so you don't want to put orange vinyl on it or white vinyl. You want to use the right color vinyl. Take your time so that the letters all stay on. Sometimes I have to start from more than one corner, like you're seeing here. Want to keep it centered well. We try to get your materials before Friday. Occasionally people are in a rush to start a route on Friday, so you may get them on a Friday. But if you know what materials you need, get us the material request on a Monday, and you'll have the materials on a Wednesday, and you won't be doing this Friday night when you'd rather be out making money putting your signs out. That's the way the turnaround would go on. I want to talk about riders. Some signs, some builders want riders on the top of the sign. You can see we have a lot of different examples of riders. So they want them to have a price point on it, and we can either staple them on if you have a heavy duty stapler, or we can use these rider pins. So what I do, just to keep it consistent, I count in 7 little things on the honeycomb on both ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then when I go to put it in the sign, I can get it centered. I'm not having issues like this. So I can do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get it pretty well centered. You want to get it on pretty tight so it doesn't blow away. Now, when assembling them, the other thing I do to make it go quicker is I'll take a whole handful of the riders and do them all at once. Then I'm not counting the 7 50 times or whatever if I'm doing 50 riders. I'll take my whole batch of riders, line them up, and then I can go right across and do that. So once again, this is something you probably don't want to save till late Friday night to start working on if you got a rider change. But I put them right across, and I do the same on the other side, and then I can line them up here. So that's a little bit on how to do riders. It's important to use the right riders on the right signs, because customers could come in if it's the wrong price and be very upset.
Alright, another way to apply riders to a sign is to staple them. As opposed to the pins, this is a little bit more permanent, a little bit more durable. First things first, your staple. I'm going to load it in the back. Staples fall into the groove. Slide them in. You can traditionally fit 2 sleeves of staples into the stapler at once. Clicked. Good to go. Most important thing here is that the rider is visible on both sides. It can become very irritating to the customer when they're losing part of the rider on the other side of the sign. You get it lined up. Traditionally, there's a border on both the rider and the sign. You can level it out, give yourself a nice square line. From there, you line yourself up in the rider, in the stapler. You start at one end. Traditionally, I do 2 on each spot, 3 to 4 spots, depending on the rider. If you do a lot of changes, you don't want to do a ton of staples scattered. It's just going to be a pain in the butt to pull them apart. Rider's on, visible from both sides. When removing a rider, it's always easier. You don't put 1,000 staples in it. When you need to pull it apart, hands on both sides, gentle tug, and you get it out. You always want to go from top of the rider through the sign to keep the staples in the sign as you remove the rider. I want to touch base one more time on proper sign etiquette. Taking care of your materials is crucial. Keeps the customer happy, keeps the signs looking good, and we get more work because of it. 2 examples. This is a good example. This is a bad example. When applying vinyl, it's very important that the vinyl is centered on the sign. An off-center arrow looks terrible. It's almost useless and it upsets the customer. This is an example of a straight. Every sign should have vinyl on both sides. A straight should have a turnaround always. A turn shine should have 2 arrows on it. This is an example of no vinyl on both sides. Looks poor. Properly installing your signs. Make sure when you put the stand on the sign that all your arms are straight. It'll make it easier to get the sign onto the stand, and it'll just have a general better appearance. Having legs stick out, having them bent, makes it more difficult, better chance of scratching the signs, and is an all-around sloppy presentation. When installing riders, it is crucial that the rider is visible from both sides. For example, lining up the top border and the bottom border of the rider allows the sign to be visible in red from both sides. Not lining it up straight and overlapping it, again, poor presentation. Anytime we send you arrows in vinyl, we usually send additional. We'll traditionally send it in a UPS envelope. Keep the vinyl in the envelope. You can even take it on the road with you. Keeping it in here keeps it clean, keeps it undamaged, and makes it easier to use. Bent, distorted, folded up vinyl is going to be harder to apply, and it's going to cost you more time.
I want to show you a very important part of your job. We pay you based on your weekly report, and we also bill the customers based on your weekly report. So it's important that you do your weekly report by Monday at midnight for the weekend, and that it also be complete. Now if you go to the website directionalsigns.net, just the way it sounds, directional, DIRECTIONAL, signs.net, N-E-T. If you go to that website, that's one of our websites where we have the report. If you scroll down on the web page, you'll notice at the bottom are the parts for you, the report. We have a couple things. One of them, like us on Facebook, always helps us, the more people that know what we're doing. But on a weekly basis, you need to do your contractor report link. So you hit that contractor report link, and another page will open up, and it'll tell you 3 choices. You can do your weekly report of the signs that you place. You click on that, and then you can fill it out online. If you need materials, there's a separate report that's very detailed. Let's start with the weekly report. Click on that, and it's really easy. You just fill in the blanks. Contractor name. That's your name. How many signs did you place? What route? We have over 187 routes now, placing about 8,000 signs a weekend. So we need your help to know that we pay you right and we bill the customer right. Did you lose signs? Tell us where. And if you're having problems in a certain area, maybe we can help you. Exactly where did you lose them? And if you're losing them in the same place more than one weekend, maybe we need to make a change or ask the customer if they want us to really keep placing them there anymore. If you need materials, the yes box is what you check. If it's no, you check no. Yes is the default, so if you don't change it, it'll look like you may need materials. Then you calculate what we need to pay you. It's important. You want to get paid. If you have any other questions, what week the report covers, phone number, and an email. It's that simple. So really, it shouldn't take you very long to do it. It's important when you're out doing your route, you keep a detailed log of where you place the signs and then you pick them up. I generally just have a spreadsheet and I check off each corner and then I check them off again when I'm coming back. Let's go back to the other page where we were looking at the reports. If you need materials, you fill out the contractor weekly request for materials. Click on it. It'll open up and it's going to ask you a lot of questions. It's to help us get you the right materials. A lot of times someone would, in the past, would just submit a report that said, yes, I need signs. Well, you need 5, you need 50, you need 1. So fill out your name and then what site you need the materials for. And once again, we have 187 different routes and so we need help. What color are they? What site is it? Do you need vinyl arrows? Now, there's different color vinyl arrows. There's plain yellow and there's a neon yellow. On this red sign, you see a plain yellow, and down on that one on the lower right corner, you see a neon yellow. Looks a little greenish tint, but that's actually neon yellow. So we need to know what color arrow you need. Neon orange, plain yellow, white, red. Give us a help and we'll get you the right materials. Do you need turnarounds? Turnarounds go on the back of straight arrows. What color do you need and how many? We also have pre-printed certain vinyls that can help you. Decals. Left at light, right at light, next left, next right. If you're having a problem at a corner, let's say it's a Rite Aid drugstore and they keep taking your signs down. Put signs up a couple hundred feet before the corner that say next right. Then people, before they get to the intersection, will know they need to turn. And if you need custom vinyl, let us know that. Maybe you need one that says exit at Route 113 or right at Cornell. You know, if there's something tricky, or if it's on a major highway and you want it to say exit 48B, we can make vinyl up that says that. Do you need metal stands? How many? Do you need riders or toppers that go on the sign? What do they say? What color are they? Don't just say yes, we won't know what to get you. And do you need any other materials? And if yes, and what? And then, when do you need them? Always helps us if you can give us a week or two's notice. We don't have extras of all the signs, so sometimes we have to go back to the customer. It may take them a while to agree to buy more signs, plus it's a 3-day ship from our factory. So the more notice you can give us, the better. Do you want to pick them up at the office or do you want them shipped? If you want them shipped, give us a UPS address. UPS means you can't give us a P.O. box. And then we ask for your daytime phone number and your email, and then you hit submit. Basically, it may take you 3 minutes to do this report, but this way you'll be assured of getting the right materials so you can do your job right.